Hey, Jimmy Butler here, and I'm that guy with the phone trying to share a thoughtful minute. So look, you know how sometimes we can get emotional and then we respond out of that emotion? So we can write something, we post something, send an email, or we say something that maybe we later regret, maybe we shouldn't have, or maybe we don't regret it, but we probably shouldn't have done it anyway. So what I'm coming at you with today is I just want you to think. So the next time you feel some emotion and a need to respond to something, social media postings, for example, emails at work, or your just interactions with people, what I want you to do, try this with me for a week. Write this down on a piece of paper. It's think. T-H-I-N-K. Is it true? Is it helpful? Is it inspiring? Is it necessary? And is it kind? And so here's the deal with that, right? I mean, if we're going to say something, if we're going to write something, it should be true, right? I mean, there's enough false information and fake information being tossed around as is. So if we're going to put something out there, make sure it's true. Helpful, right? Just because something's true doesn't necessarily mean it's helpful to be told. Make sure that what you're saying is put out there in a way that's got some benefit. What are you hoping to accomplish? Maybe that's the question to ask. What are you hoping to accomplish by saying this or putting this out there? It should have a purpose to it. It should be helpful. The inspiring part. Well, not everything's going to be inspiring, but if you've crafted in such a way that it's helpful, along with some of the other ones, it might be inspiring. But it doesn't have to be. And is it necessary? For goodness sakes, I think we can sometimes say things, write things that we just didn't need to. It wasn't necessary to be said. You know, I can think back, like I coached a lot, and and you'll hear other coaches or parents and things. I never did this, right? But to say things like, well, you should have had that. You should have made that catch. Or, well, duh. I mean, see, that's an unnecessary thing to say. I mean, they know they should have made the play. They know they shouldn't have made the mistake. That's just an example, but it kind of frames it, right? It's unnecessary to say that it was true, not necessarily helpful, certainly not inspiring, not necessary. And then kind. I mean, just because it's true doesn't mean I'm going to say it in a kind way. So it might not be as helpful. But if I say it in a kind way, it might become more helpful, more inspiring, because it's more constructive. So see how they all work together? So one thing I challenge you to do, especially if this is not something you're used to doing, write this out. Put it somewhere where you're always looking at it. And when you feel like that need to just respond to something, or to say something, or to write something, look at that list and say, okay, is what I'm getting ready to do meeting that criteria? I guarantee you, if you do that, it will completely change the way you interact with people, the way you communicate, and eventually it's going to change the way you think. And that's the idea. So I'm Jimmy Butler with the Thoughtful Minute. If you thought this was helpful and you think it's necessary, that somebody else should hear it, be kind to them. Give them this truth. Let this inspire them. Forward it on, share it, and if you like these kinds of things a few times a week, please subscribe to this channel. I'd love to have you on board. Thanks.